January. Hope your friends are doing great out there. Welcome back, all subscribers and anyone new. Welcome, welcome. Okay, guys, let's see. First reading of January and of the new year. So how awesome is that? Okay, let's see what's going on with you. And for those of you who are new, I only use one of the 12 houses. And this is where I take astrology with tarot and make a small horoscope for the month. So let's see what's going on. What is the best house, please? Beautiful bull gang over here. What is going on? Some Mercury coming out. There's going to be some communication going on. With some Pisces energy in the 4th house. How you think, communicate, write, talk, and travel. You're going to be communication with a Gemini or a Pisces. About that Pisces energy. The energy is wistful, endlessly loving, compassionate, and forgiving. It confuses but softens to resolve. So we're resolving any kind of issues when it comes to the 4th house. Your home and the roots of your being. Think about your children, your dog, your house, your home life, your family. I've been using these cards, so let's continue. I'm going straight to the beginning of the month, the middle of the month, and the end of the month. First, what is going on with the bull game? We're at the beginning of the year. The 4th house. As we're getting over this Mercury retrograde, by the way, too, my friends. So there could be some residue left over, so let's not forget about that. Firm foundations, going straight into the homestead. There it is. 4 of Wands. Or I'm sorry, 4 of Pentacles. But it doesn't matter, it's still your firm foundations. 4 of Pentacles, that's just saying I have firm foundations. I'm trying to get up this mountain, but yet I'm also holding tight to what is mine, but I also want to reach out. So they may want to reach out. Want to have that communication. Third eye chakra coming out, clearly seen. What are they clearly seen? Spiritual union and reverse. Why did I know it? Why did I feel it? Because it's softened to resolve. I want to resolve the issue that we have. Not feeling like we're connected, feeling like I have a disconnect. I want to talk about this. It's going to be one of those uncomfortable moments. You're going to feel it. It's already feeling like there's tension. You can feel the tension. We're going to have this talk. Maybe it's something you don't want to talk about. Maybe some of you have been putting it off. I don't want to talk about this right now. I've been trying to lay low from it. I just don't want to have this conversation. I said what I was going to say, and I said it, and I'm done. And I don't really want to talk about it. That's for some of you, not all of you, but I do feel tension because I can feel that gulp in my throat, right? It's like, throat chakra's all messed up right now, going, do we really have to talk about this? Really? Really? At the very beginning of the new year? I don't really want this conversation. Could be with a parent, you know, I mean, it's the 4th house, so it's definitely somebody within the family. If you consider your work to be family because you feel like you're there, a lot of people do, you can put that in that area as well, guys, okay? Because I know a lot of people are like, I'm at work more than I'm at home, so. But it's definitely something more that has to do with family for the majority of it. It could be talking about money. You might feel like they're smothering you. It's a situation that you don't want to have this conversation. See, work-home conflict. That's why I said if you feel like it is also like my work is my home, you can put it there. But it's definitely feeling like there is maybe some self-centered energy going on around here, but you might feel like this person is smothering you when it comes to financial independence or finances in general. I want to have this conversation. I want to have this breakthrough. I want to have this conversation with you so we can have new beginnings on this money issue. And you can clearly see that they're trying to give you the Ace of Cups, that they want to clear this up. You're trying to nurture the situation. You have the abundance. You have the growth and the evolution, but they really want this action. You're prepared for this. this. I think you've been prepared for this for a while. You've been prepared for this conversation, even though I think you've been putting it on the back burner. Because I think you, for a lot of you, I think you've already said your say, and you really didn't want it to come back up. Even though maybe, you know, like, look, if you're already prepared for it, you already knew it was coming sooner or later. You just didn't expect it at the very beginning of the year. Hey, now that Christmas is over, can we talk about this? Really? Really? Right now? Right. Like, can we just, like, at least have it? Yeah. They want the Ten of Cups with you. They want their dreams to come true. They want the inner happiness. The Ten of Cups just flew right out. They want the happy family. They want the family contentment. They want that blissful relationship with you. They don't want to argue with you about money anymore. The struggle is real. They're on the edge. It's like the edge of a broken heart. I heard that. Right now I'm going to have that song in my head. I think it's Vixen. But anyways, it doesn't matter. The whole point is that there was lack of motivation, and I do believe it's from you, though, Taurus. I do feel like I had lack of motivation because we already talked about this. I think it's one of those things that, you know, we kind of ignore the situation. We already had this conversation. But now they want to bring their inner feelings into the situation. And if you guys know it's the other way around, then go ahead and turn it the other way around. If you know that they were putting it on the back burner and you really want to have this conversation because you really want the blissful relationship, it's how it is. But no matter what, they feel like, and they feel like it, whatever it is, however it is, whoever I'm feeling, that's how they feel. Like, oh God, you're smothering me. I don't want to have this conversation. Whether that's from you or from your partner, that's the way the energy is going. So either way, you looking for contentment or they're looking for contentment. Accelerated motion. So in the mid-month, you do feel like there's accelerated motion within the situation, but you don't see the overall turnaround. There is some loose ends that still need to be continued to get out of the obstacles and challenges. So even though you're having this conversation, it does feel like it was loving, right? There was a little moodiness, but there was also some love going out with the conversation, but it just doesn't feel like it fixed the situation. The heart's compassion was there, and I believe it was there on both ends, but it just did not fix it, right? You see the speedy progress of what was going on. There's new messages coming in about the situation when it comes to the fourth house, but there's not enough there. Still feeling stuck within the situation, still feel like even though things are moving and the conversation is moving, it still feels like when it comes to this situation, we're working without the reward. The reward is still being on the same page. So I do feel like you guys are not on the same page when it comes to this situation. Okay? No. In fact, if anything, it's like avoiding an ending to the conflict. For some of you, I just want to say this, and I don't know who that's for, but you might even feel like they're gaslighting the situation, and that's why you're never going to get to the situation. And I feel like for some of you, that's why you put it on the back burner, because it just felt like gaslighting. And that's not for everybody, but I do feel that. This is where we're agreeing to disagree, and it just looks like we're holding on to strings, but we're not making the real progress that needs to be made to actually have the new beginning, because the world is in reverse. So it says that this is not coming. There's still too many strings attached. There's too many disagreeing to agree with the situation to where it's not going to cause the ending that we need. So there is somebody still living in the past. Somebody is still holding on to what happened before. Somebody does not want to move forward with the situation, and the other is trying to move on from the situation. So whether or not you're the one or the other, it doesn't really matter. That's the way it is. One's doing one thing and one's doing the other. One's living in the past, the other's moving forward, okay? So there is, like I said, there is some movement and progress in certain areas of what's going on. There's some departure. Some of you might actually even leave the house from this situation, just for the fact that it just feels like there's never going to be the agreement that I need, so I'm packing my bags and I'm going to leave. Okay, so some of you are actually going to take a real journey and a real departure. Whether you're going to go stay with mom or you're actually leaving, you know, or if you're just leaving out of um, you know, I gotta go, or if it's actually really packing all my shit and I'm leaving forever. So it's gonna be different for everyone. And then some of you are just kind of moving yourself to maybe the couch, out of the bedroom to the couch. You know what I mean? I'm kind of moving in my energy somewhere else. With the obstacles and challenges, there's too many obstacles and challenges, but there has to be an ending to have a new beginning. And you have to have this change and this transformation. You really want this cycle to end. You're really waiting for this transformation, this death, letting things go with the situation, trying to be as confident and courageous as possible, because you already have the determination and this ultimate kind of joy going on, Taurus. Okay, where it almost feels like they're kind of smothering you with all of this negative stuff when you're already feeling the zest of life. You're trying, or at least trying your hardest to be the Queen of Wands. But there's just something that feels like you're powerless to deal with this situation. It's not in your favor, right? No matter how many times we go around and around in this, there's no favor towards me. I'm always losing. Okay, cross-watcher, you can say it's the other way around. You're in your personal goals and you might feel like, you know what, there's too much lack of planning. I feel like you're moving out of the situation to play it safe because you're just tired of arguing about the situation. That's the only way that you can really soften to resolve the situation, is by changing course. Changing where your energy is going, changing where you're going. You might feel like, you know what, there's a lot of delays, a lot of obstacles. There could be a lot of overspending. Maybe this person's overspending too much money, or maybe they feel like you're overspending, but there still feels like no matter what it is, I'm going to sit in this area over here because this person's being very stingy, very possessive about situations. There could be a lot of greed and a little envy going on around you, Taurus, and you're saying, I just can't deal with this no more. Okay. And so you're going to kind of close your wallet over here because you just feel like you're going to be in a self-protection mode. Okay. Are you going to be changing your bank account, opening a new bank account for yourself? Something is going on. Okay, but it's like this is the way it needs to be for the new year, because this is the way it feels like if I don't do this for the new year, it could be something you've been contemplating for a while, and then next 2024 is going to be the same as 2023. So you're actually making a huge transition. And with the 2024 reading for Taurus, there are a lot of transitions, right? And of course, like, you know, like with every reading, you have the good, bring out the good, but there's always the ugly, right? The good, the bad, the ugly. So this could have been a situation that was super ugly at one time, you've just made it bad, and now it's, the only way to make it good is by doing other things, you know, to change the situation into your favor. I feel like whoever you're dealing with, they have lack of planning. That's like, instead of saving money to go do things, they're just like off on a whim, like, you know, let's go do this. And you're like, well, we don't even have the money saved for that. You know what I mean? And maybe there's a lot of credit card debt or something going on. But that just kind of feels like that's kind of the energy that I'm picking up. Take what resonates with, doesn't go ahead and throw it away, but that's kind of what it feels like. With the intuition over here, you're very highly intuitive right now, and you're really feeling the harmony and the blessings at the end of the month. You do feel like you have the Six of Cups over here, but you still feel a little discontent. So it's like I'm in a joyful, harmonious place, but I still feel a little discontent on this area. Discontent with what's going on within the fourth house. It's like everything else in my life that's going on, it seems pretty harmonious, and I can keep myself really happy and really joyful, but as soon as I get back to this fourth house, I'm telling you, every time that I just get really upset about the situation, it really just blocks my energy, blocks my flow, right? Because it's almost like I was at this castle, and then as soon as you come and say stuff to me, whatever, or I think about it, I'm right back in this energy again. So you do have this way of blocking that kind of out and being that Queen of Wands that you want to be, having that zest for life, very focused, but it's almost like I have to focus on the things that make me very happy, because as soon as I get over there, or as soon as they call, or as soon as they drive up, or, you know, or they come want to talk to me and communicate with me about this, I become very distraught because there's no winning to the situation, right? And intuitively, you know it. There's always delays. There's always resistance to change. Why are we having a conversation if you're not going to listen to me or you're not willing to change the scenario? And for some of you, you might even be dealing with someone who is gaslighting, who could be kind of a narcissist, who's always pointing the finger, you know, like, but you, and you're like, what the hell, right? So trying to, what's that, change the blame around, that's what they call that. So you feel like you have lack of teamwork with this person, and you could be married to this person. I just want you to know, because I have 3 of Pentacles. So you might feel like there is a lot of disharmony in working alone in this situation. Even if you're trying to gather all your money together and gather everything together, it just feels like there's no togetherness. So where the harmony should be, and you thinking back into the past and where there was a lot of greatness and a lot of good things, or putting your mind to other places and daydreaming about other things, there's a lot of harmony and a lot of peace. But then as soon as you come back, like I said, to this situation, it becomes very hopeless. There's a lot of despair and a lot of anxiety, feeling like you're doing all the extra responsibilities and hard work by yourself, feeling like there's no end in sight, feeling like you cannot have the completion that you want because they won't. Well, if you're never on the same page and you're always agreeing to disagree, it's never going to work. So the discontent and boredom is really coming from you sitting in your own quiet power. So it looks like you've gone quiet now. Whoa. Because you feel like everything you're doing is against the grain, like they cannot come together. How am I going to make a leap of faith or do anything if I, you know what, if I can't get anywhere? So there's this kind of like reaching out with blind faith. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like when you take the leap of faith, it's blind, right? You have a blindfold on. Definitely isn't the fool, right? It's definitely this, Yeah, because you do feel like this person is deceiving you and trying to be tricky with you and very dishonest with you. Manipulation, yeah. Narcissism. What did I say? Somebody's dealing with a narcissist. So I just see too much gaslighting. Poor planning. I seen that over here too. They just spend money without planning. I think another problem you have over here, Taurus, is that, you know, you're a very positive person, and the person you might be dealing with somebody who's in always a very negative mode. Like, you know, it's like as soon as you get money, it's like, you're like, woohoo, we made a lot of money. And they're like, no, we're still poor. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be hard to manifest. Because the Magician is in reverse. It's going to be hard to manifest when you're with somebody who always is a naysayer, who always wants to be poor, who always wants to say, we lack this, we lack that. Well, how are you going to manifest if you're with an energy that always is in a lack of, right? You can't. You can't, because your manifestation says, I am wealthy. I am in control. I am. And they're saying, I'm not, we're not. So it's almost like it's kind of playing this wishy-washy kind of game with your manifestations of how you're going to stay in a positive energy, you know, if you're always with a naysayer. So it causes delays and frustration even within communication. You may even feel like they're making you miss opportunities just from the lack of energy. Like I just said, naysaying. You may feel like you're lacking some, you know, motivation or some manifestations or anything like that. Greed and misdirected activity. No, what did I just say? No motivation. Here's the no motivation. So after a while, it just gets you to the point where you're uninspired. You're like, nothing's coming in. So what they're doing is they're bringing down your energy. They're bringing your energy down. So you become the Queen of Wands, and then all of this happens, and then as soon as they don't get what they want or whatever, then all of a sudden they're naysayers, they're negative, we're this, we're poor, we're that, we're all these negative things, and it's like, stop saying that. You're never going to come up if you keep saying those things. You see what I'm saying? So then you may feel like you're missing out on a lot of opportunities, and then you have to pull your energy back in again. And it's very unpredictable about how this person moves. Sometimes they move very inspired, very sexy, very charming towards you. right? For some of you, if it's that type of person, if it's mom and dad, God, we hope not, right? It's like, no, that's not it. It's mom and dad. Okay, if it's just mom and dad and all that, they're just like, sometimes their movement is just very unpredictable. Okay, sometimes they're just very impulsive and they're just like very adventurous and they're like, let's go, and they're very high energy, right? For some of you who it's a love relationship, okay, there's sometimes they come at you very hot, very sexy, very, very inspired, very positive. But then it's almost like as soon as they're there, yeah, upward, downward spiral. What the? It might even be bipolar. It almost feels like it's bipolar, even if they're not bipolar. It feels almost bipolar. It's almost like you don't know what you're doing, where they're going. But anyways, it says you got that learning lessons, and this is the end of that lesson, and it's, you already know it, Taurus. I've seen your reading for 2024. You're going to shoot for the stars, and you're going to win. Because everything's already in alignment for you. Comfort rewards. You're already in Nine of Pentacles mode, whether or not you see it in this reading or not. Spirit says you're already in the Nine of Pentacles. Whether you already see yourself reaping the rewards, whether you don't, it doesn't matter, because you're already in this energy. You've already placed all the energy that you need for the year. So just be restful. Okay, don't allow this energy to corrupt your energy of what beautiful things you already have coming for you, my friends, because you've already said it and you forgot it. And you did what you were supposed to do. You will reap your rewards because you have karmic justice and karmic rewards coming. This is a card of law and attraction and manifestation. And it's justified with the karmic rewards. You've already done what you're supposed to do. So just wait patiently, okay? Just wait patiently. Okay, you're going to be just fine. I know, this is the up and down. I can feel it. I can just feel it tugging. God, yeah, it's the tug of war. I just seen the Two of Pentacles too, and I literally felt, though, I was like, whoa, that's what a tug of war. You are going to have a tower, though. I do see the tower coming in the near future. Having the tug of war causes the tower. But it's almost like, I think you already know that, though, too, Taurus. Taurus are pretty highly intuitive. I don't think a lot of signs know how intuitive actually Taurus actually really are. And that's because we're Venus. So, and that's what makes those Libra and Tauruses so, intuitive. Just like Leo is so intuitive. But I think people forget that. Taurus is not intuitive. Actually, Taurus is highly intuitive. You better check that again, Mr. or Mrs. But yeah, actually, yeah, you have that Nine of Pentacles coming, guys. So don't let this just destroy you. Just think of this as, this is the way that the beginning of the year is going to start so that it can balance out and get rid of whatever is not needed anymore, so it can it's going to reformat everything. It's because everything has to fall before it can build strong. The foundation's too weak. Where you're going in life over here in 2024, the foundation's too weak, so it has to rebuild. So however it's going to rebuild, whether or not your person's going to get a huge wake-up call, one way or another, there's a wake-up call. So whether it's going to be good for the both of you on one end or good for you on the other end, it just all depends on how it goes down. Everybody's story is going to be different, but definitely a wake-up call is going to happen. And I just want you to know, guys, most of it is not, you're already awake. Most of this is going to be the wake-up call for the person spending all the money, right? The one that doesn't want to collaborate the right way. And like I said, cross watchers, if you know it's the Taurus, then, I can't say all Tauruses are awake. Some are still sleeping, and we all know that too. I've met many Tauruses that are still asleep. It's like, dude, you have intuition and good intuition. Use it. Okay, my friends. Till next time, peace and love, my friends. Bye.